Hi everyone, Flora here. Got my coffee. I'm sitting out in the backyard. It's about 48 degrees, I think. It's a gorgeous morning. Well, late morning. I've already done my yoga and some journaling and wanted to just pop into your timeline to address a very real issue. So one of the things that I've been hearing a lot from people recently is about fear and about change and how change is scary, and how when you are getting ready to take a step forward, how all of a sudden you get all this fear that comes in, and you get all of these thoughts about, well, what if I do this and I screw up, or what if I do this and it doesn't work out, and and all these what ifs. Hi DJ. And the thing about the what ifs and about making change and about the fear is that the fear and excitement physiologically are the same. Energetically, they're very different. Excitement is very expansive. Fear is very tight. It's very restrictive. Hi, Thomas. Hi, Lisa. And so I want you to, if you're feeling fear about any change that you are getting ready to make in your life, I want you to actually sit with it and notice the energetic resonance of it. I want you to notice that, yes, physically, you may have a sick feeling in your stomach. You may have sweaty palms. You may have a racing heart. Your breath might be shallow. But feel the energetic body. And like I said, fear and excitement physiologically feel the exact same. But energetically, fear is very tight. It's very restrictive. It's very, like, you can't move outside of it. But excitement, on the other hand, feels very expansive. It feels very open. It feels very fluid. And so I want you to sit and think, and well, not even think, sit and feel the energy. Sit and just feel the energy that you are feeling with this fear or the excitement, and just notice how it feels in your physical body. Notice how it feels in your energetic body. And that's when you're going to realize that most of the time, us humans, we actually mistaken excitement for fear. Yes, DJ says yes. So I really want you to do that. Now, another thing about this that I really want to kind of drill into y'all's heads is that, yes, change is a little bit scary, but staying where you're at is worse. It's 1,000 times worse. It's exponentially worse, because where you're at is nothing more than your past thoughts and actions bringing you into where you are right now. Why would you want to stay stuck where you're at? Why would you want to stay in this moment? Yes, my life is freaking fantastic, but I know the better it gets, the better it gets. Alyssa says, yes, amen. Yes, so true. And it's like, so yes, change is scary, but staying where you're at literally is even worse. So think about where you're at right now. Someplace that doesn't resonate with you. It could be a relationship. It could be your finances. It could be your health. It could be your eating habits. It could be your sleep patterns. It could be vices that you hold or have. And really start to think about, do I really want to make a change in this area of my life? Do I really want to stay where I'm at in this area of my life? One of the things that I talked about in one of my programs today, as a matter of fact, in Elevate, which is a program that is all about creating new habits, and we're right at the tail end of it. It's a 66-day program, and we're on day 58. Every day after I do my mini habit or my yoga, because that's what I chose, I pop into the Facebook group live, and I kind of riff a little bit. And then every week we have a weekly check-in. It's freaking phenomenal. But anyway, like I said, we're on day 58 of day 66, or 66 days. And one of the things that I was talking about is you joined this program to create a lifelong habit. So I want you to start thinking about what it's going to be like for you outside of the support of this group. I want you to think about how you can continue to nurture yourself outside of this area and outside of this arena, because studies have proven it takes between 18 to 254 days to create a habit, with 66 days being the sweet spot. That's one of the reasons why I created that program. But everybody in the program, myself included, we have daily reminders in our inbox. We have daily text messages to do our habit. We have my daily video that pops in there. And so after the 66 days, those 3 cues are going to be gone. And so a couple of people are like, oh my God, I don't want this to end. And so we're going to talk about what that looks like. We're going to talk about what that looks like to move forward from a place of, I'm going to set my coffee cup down, to move forward from a place of where we're at to that next phase, which is just keeping what it is that we're doing, just keeping it going, you know. And that's one of the things that I'm teaching in that program, is how to have a sustainable habit that actually lasts a lifetime. Yes, Kaya says, absolutely true. Yes, yes, yes. You know, and that's just the thing, is that when you can be mindful of your life and you can be mindful of where you're going, instead of just being reactionary. I mean, most people are reactionary in their life, meaning that they just react from the outside stimulus. Okay, ding, 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 my phone's going off, I need to check it. Oh, I'm hungry, so I need to go eat. Oh, the doorbell's ringing, I need to go check it out. Oh my God, the trash stinks, I need to go take that out. Instead of being externally driven, you can then go to being internally driven by being mindful and saying, what do I want? What is my intention? Do I like where I'm at? If yes, okay, how can you make it even better? How can you bring it to even a fuller expression through you and yourself? And if you don't like what you have, okay, so how can I shift it so that I can start to like it, or so that I can start to appreciate it, and how you can start to just navigate through it. But staying where you're at is 1,000 times worse. And I know I'm going to keep saying this, versus making change. And that's just it, is when you make change, it doesn't have to be a 180. When I wanted to make a 180 in my life, I took drastic measures, and I ended up making the same mistakes over and over again. It wasn't until I started to make 1 degree changes that all of a sudden my life became exponentially better. So where did I first learn to make these little nudges and these little changes? Well, first and foremost, it was when I was sitting at the beach in South Africa, when my life was a freaking train wreck for like 3 years. I talk all about that on my website, florasage.com. Click on About Me. You'll hear the whole sordid story. But anyway, so I'm sitting on the beach, and I just asked my peeps, please come back. And I don't want to know the next 20 steps. I just want to know the next step for me to take. The next step, that's it. Yeah, DJ said, I went from Kansas to now sitting in Kuwait. Absolutely, yes. Betty says, hi again. Betty's in the Elevate program. So I've been like popping into her timeline every single day. But, and so I just said, peeps, what's 1 step? 1 step. And that 1 step literally is that 1 degree of change. It's that 1 degree of adjustment to have you move into the direction that you really want to go. But if you take a 180, you're literally turning around and you're going right back where you came from, And so when you give yourself permission to do that, you end up in a very different place in a very short period of time. I'll give you a illustrated example. And I first heard this from Bob Proctor. He's an amazing mentor of mine. And he said, if you have a car that's on a single road and the road goes from East Coast to West Coast, and you fix the navigation so that it goes straight, boom, you're going to go from East Coast to West Coast. However, if you change the course or the trajectory of the trajectory, I can't even say that this morning. If you change the trajectory of the vehicle 1 degree, you're going to end up either in Canada or down in the ocean in Mexico. Not that Mexico is in the ocean, but just depending on wherever. But you know what I mean. And so that's just the thing, is if you go literally all the way across the United States, boom, and we're talking U.S. here, you will go from one end to the other. However, like I said, if you do 1 degree over time, all of a sudden, boom, okay, that was more than 1 degree, but you get the picture. And so there's this falsehood, this fallacy that people believe, or this myth that people, believe, that you have to make these ginormous changes in order to see results. And you don't. I'm telling you, you only need to make these tiny little itty bitty changes. These 1 degree changes, these 1 degree shifts on a daily basis. And you can just make 1 shift and stick with that 1 shift for a month or 2 months or even a year. And that 1 tiny shift, that 1 degree, literally will bring you to a whole different paradigm, will bring you to a whole different story, will bring you to a whole different reality. And that's what I want for you. I want you to really be able to say, yes, I am ready to make a change. I am ready to shift my reality. I am ready to make that distinction of what I'm really okay with in my life and what I'm not okay with in my life. And so I want you to just sit for just a second. I want you to really think about, what's the biggest thing that's jacking everything else up in your life? Is it your weight? Is it your finances? Is it your relationships? Is it your lack of communication? Is it your unwillingness to call yourself on your own bullshit? Is it codependency? Now, codependency comes in two forms. It comes with the overt, which is the I'm going to control you. I'm going to be a narcissistic sociopath and make you feel like shit so that you will do what I want. And then there's also the other side of the coin, where it's those chameleons who morph into whoever the other person, or whomever that they think the other people want them to be in their life. And so there's two different types of codependence. I was the chameleon in my relationships. I would morph into whoever I thought that person wanted me to be. And the other side of the flip of the coin was those, narcissistic, sociopathic, kind of blackmailing type. Well, not even blackmailing. It's just very the condescending type energies and personalities, And so, are you being those people? Are you being an asshole? Or are you being a chameleon? Really. And really just be honest with yourself, really, because that's how we make change, is being honest with ourselves and calling us on our own bullshit. It's like, okay, I've been doing this. I need to stop, 4 years ago, after my divorce was finalized, 5 years ago is when we started the divorce proceedings. 4 years ago is when it was finalized, actually a little over 4 years ago. And during the last year of my marriage, I realized I was in a very unhealthy codependent relationship. I recognized that way before then, but I was terrified to make a change. I was terrified because of the dynamic of our relationship. I didn't think I could make it on my own, which was bullshit, because I made it on my own well before I ever met him. And so, but the way that he manipulated me and the way that he was towards me really did a number on my self-esteem. And so I really had to get outside of that thinking, and I started to challenge the things that he was doing to me. One of them was not answering questions. I would ask him a specific question and he would answer everything but that question. I started calling him on it. Hey, you're not answering the question. You're not answering the question. Answer my question. He would get pissed and then walk away and give me the silent treatment for a week or two. And I'm like, whatever. I'm so over this. That's the same bullshit my mom used to do to me. And however, I realized staying in this relationship is it's exponentially worse than making a change. I would rather feel terrified than stay where I'm at. And he's not a bad person. We were just very bad in a relationship together, and so people navigate their life in the way that they feel that they can have the best life for them, whether that's choosing to manipulate people or not manipulate people. And I was manipulating him as much as he was manipulating me, because I chose to conform to who he wanted me to be. That's a form of manipulation. What would have been true is if I would have been 100% myself in all facets of my life, not just in certain aspects. And if he didn't like it, then too bad, And that was the thing, is that the more that I stood my ground towards the end, he didn't like it. He did not like it. I'm like, all right, well, that's fine. See you later, And that's just the thing, is that you got to give yourself permission to be 100% yourself. And you got to give yourself permission to call yourself on your own bullshit. And that's how you know when you can make a change, is are you willing to call yourself on your own bullshit? Are you willing to call yourself on the things that really matter in your life? And for me, my close relationships really matter. And that was just the thing, is a lot of my close friends are shocked. They were just like, you're codependent? What? I'm like, I'm a recovering codependent. And they're like, but you're so independent and you're so yada yada. And I said, yes, in every other facet of my life I am. But in my intimate relationships, I was not. And that's one of the reasons why I go to Codependency Anonymous meetings. That's what, every single week. That's my church. And that's why I've worked the steps several times. And I'm very diligent and vigilant in who I'm actually in relationships with, and sticking to and standing my ground. But it took me having to admit, is staying where I'm at better or worse than moving forward? Is staying where I'm at better or worse than making a change? And like I said, change is freaking scary sometimes. It is terrifying. But staying where you're at most of the time is exponentially worse than making a change. So today, I really implore you to just be honest with yourself and say, what do I really want in my life? What do I want in my finances or in my relationships or in my health or whatever? One of the things that I made a change about too is my exercise. I was doing the bike, I was walking, but I wasn't doing a vital exercise that I really knew that I needed to be doing, which was yoga for my spine and my back, because I've had fusion surgery. I need to keep my back and my spine flexible and strong. And I've been keeping my weight down. I've kept my weight down my whole life, except for the fact when I was pregnant. Of course, you can't do that. But I've kept it really strong. But that's just the thing, is that it hasn't been flexible. And so that's one of the reasons why in the Elevate program I chose for my mini habit to do yoga every day. And now I do yoga every single day in the morning, and it feels amazing, and my spine is feeling stronger than ever. And I was hesitant. I was hesitant to choose that as a habit because I already have a very full morning routine. But I knew I needed to make that change, and I was getting so frustrated because my spine wasn't feeling strong. It wasn't feeling healthy, and I knew I needed to call myself on my bullshit. You know what I mean? Amy says, thank you for this. You're so, so very welcome, Amy. And so today, I know I've said this a couple times, call yourself on your bullshit. Sit down and just really ask yourself, what are you done putting up with? What feels scary, and why does it feel scary? And then ask yourself, when I think about making this change, what is the biggest fear that is coming up? And then ask yourself, when I think about making this change, how do I feel if I don't make the change? How do I feel staying right here? And that's sometimes a terrifying thought. When you think, if I don't change anything, if I stay right here, how does that feel for me? How does that look? It's terrifying, isn't it? No! So, that's my assignment for you today, is to sit down, take out a piece of paper, like legit, do the work, people. Because if you're all mental, seriously, I was so mental with all this stuff. I was like, no, I know exactly what to do. I know the problem. I know what I need to do, and I know why I need to do this, but then I didn't do the work. And guess what? I repeated it over and over and over again. And it wasn't until I actually stopped and I took pen to paper and did the work, I actually wrote out all the BS. That's when things started to finally clear. Finally. So if you're really done with this and you really want to clear it, put pen to paper, okay? So sit down, take a piece of paper, and I want you to write down all the stuff in your life that you feel fear about, okay? It could be your finances, it could be your relationships, it could be your weight, it could be your health, it could be your business, it could be whatever it is, okay? And then pick the one thing that is the biggest kahuna. Hi, Tank! The biggest thing. He's just running around. He's so happy. Yay! But the one thing that is bringing up the most fear for you. And then I want you to ask yourself 2 questions. Okay? How would it feel if I actually moved forward with this? If I actually made a change with this? And then ask yourself, how would I feel if I actually stayed where I'm at? Usually when you do this, you're like, oh, hell no, I'm making a change because this sucks. I don't want to stay here. Okay? So do this. And then I want you to private message me here. I want you to private message me and tell me what you discovered. Seriously, I want to help you. I want to serve you today. I want to provide some type of guidance in your life. So private message me here on Facebook. If you're watching this on YouTube, send me an email saying, hey Flora, I did your video about change, and this is what I came up with. This is what came up. And say, what's the fear? What's that number one top fear that you have? Not a stressor, but fear that you have right now. And how does it feel if you actually make a change and move in a different direction? And like I said, 1 degree. That's all you need to do. 1 degree. How does it feel? And then, how does it feel for you to stay where you're at? How does it feel? And let me know, because I can help you with that next step. I'm going to give you the next step. No strings attached. I want to give you the next step. But you got to tell me. You got to let me know what you came up with. So PM me here on Facebook. All right? If you are watching this on YouTube, or on my website, I want you to email me, flora@florasage.com, and say, hey Flora, I just watched a video and this is my assignment. This is my assignment for you. And this is what I came up with. And I will help you create and give you that next step. That next step. That's it. I'll help give you the next step. Okay? If you haven't signed up for my free gift yet, 4 steps to make better decisions, I highly recommend that you do. I'll put the link below. And because I know when we realize we need to make a change, we're like, well, shit, now what do I do? I know I want to make a change, but a lot of the times when we see that we need to make a change or that we want to make a change, it's this big Mount Everest, and we're like, oh my God, this is such a huge change. I don't even know where to start. And that's where I come in. I want to help you with that next step. But also, the free gift that I have for you explains about decision fatigue. It explains about how sometimes when we go to make a decision, we're paralyzed and we don't know what the hell to do, you know? And I want to help you help yourself. I want to help you with this next step action and this next step. But like I said, PM me, let me know where you're at. Let me know what fear you have, and what it feels like to actually decide to make a change, and then what your life looks like if you don't make a change. And then I can help you with that next step to help move you in the direction that you really want to go. And then, like I said, if you haven't gotten the free gift, 4 Steps to Make Better Decisions, download it. It's a free PDF. It's awesome. I've gotten so many emails from people saying, holy shit, Flora, this totally changed my life. Like, legit changed my life. So, if you haven't gotten that free gift, click the link below, whether you're here on Facebook, on my on YouTube, or on my website. Click the link below, sign up for your free gift, no strings attached, and talk to me. I really want to know. I really want to help you. I really want to be able to provide for you support so that you can have the life that you live. This is the only reason why I do what I do. I want to help you have a really kick-ass amazing life. Also, if you know of anybody who this message would be good for today, or who might find value in this, share it with your friends. Share it if it's on my website, if it's on YouTube, if this is on Facebook. Share, 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 share. The more of us that address the bullshit, the easier everybody else's life gets. Seriously. Send it in a private message. Copy the link. Send it to him in an email. Or just share it here on Facebook or YouTube or wherever. Tag people in the comments. But we've got to get the word out. We have to spread the message that it's okay to make change. It is okay. And it doesn't have to be a 180-degree shift. It doesn't even have to be a 45-degree shift. Literally 1 degree is all you need to make. And I want to help you take that first step. I want to help you take that first 1 degree shift. Betty says, so timely today. Thank you. You are so welcome, Betty. You are so, so welcome. Kaya says, thanks. You're so welcome. You are so freaking welcome. You know, like I said, this is why I do what I do. So share, 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 share with all your people, and do this yourself. And get back to me. PM me if we're on Facebook, if you're watching this on my website or on YouTube. Email me, flora@florasage.com. Those emails come to me, and I will read every single one of your messages. I may not get back to you within 24 hours, but I will get back to you usually within 48 to 72 hours. But I'm here for you. I really, truly am. And we're all in this together, and I truly believe that it takes a village. But I also believe that when we clear the excuses and the BS, we truly can have a life and business that we love. So get after it today, do the work, and I look forward to hearing from you. I can't wait to read all of your emails and your messages. All right, have a fabulous day. Mwah. Bye.